The joys of England. Here I am. Time for another little foray into foray. Who uses that word? But anyway, yeah, here I am, Tynemouth Priory. Okay, so here goes another sneaking into one of our local landmarks. This one, Tynemouth Priory. I've been in here a few times in the past, and yeah, I'm about to go in, climb over these little fences, walk around the castle and see what we can see. See the sun going down. Quite a cold day. We've had a few high pressure, low pressure storms come in, winds blowing pretty hard from the south now, and I'm just up right on the castle walls. So I walked up here around. So the history with this one, I'm not massively up to speed with it, other than apparently there is a tale of a black monk, and this black monk has been seen by quite a few people, but who knows. Apparently all of these little monasteries always seem to have a black monk of some description that just stands there. There was actually one very interesting photograph taken, I think it was in the 90s. A woman was there, I think with her daughter, and she recorded a picture, or took a photograph of, I believe it was a woman, or it might have been a shrouded monk in the image, and it looked pretty legit. I think this was pre you know, high level software picture editing type thing. So who knows, maybe there might be something to this place, but it takes on a different air once you're inside. But this is where I've got to be a little bit naughty and just have a little explore around how to get in and get over these walls, which I'll come back to shortly. Nice view of the two piers, sun dropping down. It's a cold night. I think it's going to be dark in maybe, let's see, 30 minutes or so, so I don't have too long to get in, but I'm about to do the deed, be a little bit naughty, but it's all in the name of spiritual enlightenment and exploring the unknown. I'll shut up and just get inside. Okay, so here I am, I'm inside, and as you can tell straight away, you probably can't tell because you're not here with me, but being in a place like this, just as it's getting dark, it has a totally different feel to it. You can almost feel the thickness of time, it's more present. Just being away from people, being in a place like this, it just tunes your senses somewhat differently to being in here in the daytime when you're part of a big tourist group or not. I should say that I have donated money to organisations like this, so it's not like I haven't paid something towards it, but anyway, I do realise this is something that is perhaps a little bit questionable, but I'm not causing any disruption. I'm just exploring on a different wavelength at a different time. Just heard that sound there. I wonder if it is the flagpole. Like I say, when I was here a couple of years ago, beautiful winter's night, and all I could hear when I was sat just over here, just I think, let me point it out, just over here, just near these old gun batteries. You can see the red door. I was sat like on that little ledge there, and there was a sound of chipping stone, and it was definitely coming from here, just here in this area here, and it certainly wasn't coming from right over there where you can see the flagpole over the main entrance to the Priory area. But yeah, as you can see, look at it, man. It's like this beautiful headland sticking out over the mouth of the River Tyne, and we have this really old graveyard here. Much of the surface of the gravestones is all worn off. It's just been eroded, it's been battered. It's all made out of sandstone, and as you can see, it's just been battered by the decades and decades, if not centuries, of the northern storms that we get here, some of them huge between September through to March. But yeah, this headland still stands here, and the Black Monk is said to be seen here somewhere in this graveyard. But I don't know, who knows. But I'll stay here for an hour or so. I have brought some equipment. I might do some form of investigation, which I'll do off camera, but mainly this is just to show, give people a sense, or give zero people a sense, because I think I've only had like 3 views on my videos, and I'm quite happy with that. This is mainly just, like I say, a little project for me, just to get out and explore these places. But let's have a look over the North Sea, looking out over the piers. I was actually told a very interesting story, because I used to come down fishing here a lot on this pier, and it's closed to the public, quite rightly now because of all the vandalism. But I was speaking to the Port of Tyne Authority security, who used to have a watch house just down over here, and yeah, in the later years they became quite at ease letting people on when they were going home. And one of them told me a really interesting story, and he seemed very, very genuine about it. During a big storm, you cannot walk along this pier. It's simply too dangerous. You'd get washed off. So on the inside of the pier there is a tunnel that you can walk along all the way along, and it takes you up inside the lighthouse. Now he went along it one night on a particularly brutal storm, and opened the pier door to go inside the lighthouse, and he said as he opened the door, a tennis ball started bouncing, like a dog's ball started bouncing down the stairs just as he opened the door. And he said, I could sense it when I spoke to him, just how freaked out he was by it, how the whole experience seemed to be very real. He was very genuine. And apparently in this watch house many years ago, there used to be it used to be a manned lighthouse. The lighthouse keeper used to stay in there with his dog, a border collie. I believe it was a border collie. And that dog, who knows, perhaps it was something related to that story of or that experience of those two people, or that person and his dog, all them many decades ago. But who knows? So let's have a little walk up through the remains of the priory. I believe there are 3 former English kings buried in here. I don't know a great deal about the history. Shame on me. I should. And there's the old disused Coast Guard station. Quite a building as well to look at. Could make quite a cool house if it was all done out. That would be quite a big front room, potentially. It'll be dark very soon. But so far, not a single sound in and around this area, in this graveyard area. Just peace. I know I came here a couple of weeks ago just to scout the place out, and it felt the same. There was no menace or malice or anything to it. It just felt peaceful, calm, tranquil. I know probably a lot of people would think that's stupid, being in a place like this at night time, but there's a beauty to them. Let's have a little walk over to the second set of rooms just over here. The wind is getting up quite strong. No, I haven't seen anything. Although I imagine people might well be seeing a light on my GoPro and thinking, what the hell is that? Is that like some weird orb or phantom or ghost? And there'll probably be reports on Facebook of like strange lights seen in Priory, which I will neither confirm nor deny. Yeah, I saw them too. It was real. It was terrifying. Actually, that could be quite an interesting thing if you were so inclined to go and create these fake experiences for people to naturally see, you know, out in the environment, the natural sort of surroundings, you know, strange flashing lights or something like that, and you could manufacture so many things and create all these meme experiences, you know, like UFOs, mass psychology events, I think they call them, where everyone starts seeing and believing the same thing. I'm rambling now. Oh yeah. I would love to see something, but I'm not feeling like there is anything to see other than serenity. But I am keeping a listen for that sound of the chipping stone, which appeared very real to me. It was sound, it was near me, and we're just coming up to the tent pole now, which is over here, which, as you can see, it's giving off a very similar sound, isn't it? A chipping sound. And that's what I thought that sound was that I heard in the graveyard. The rope hitting on the pole. But it wasn't, because I distinctly heard it no more than 20 yards away. And it sounded more like stonework. And as soon as I realised what I was hearing, chisel on stone, it stopped. There was no wind, nothing. Whereas there is quite a bit of wind tonight. But nothing. Well, I think I'm going to sit down for a little while and see if there is anything to experience, but so far just a pretty late autumn evening on a northeast headland. So, oh my god, what am I doing? Honestly, what am I doing? You know what, it's all in the name of adventure and science, so even though it's slightly embarrassing. So what I've done is I've got some spirit balls, ghost balls. I placed one down here, as you can see, just here, and there is one over here, and there is also one over here as well. So what I might do is get my ghost box out. No, not that. Not my other thing. My ghost box. And see what might be going on here. So far, it just seems quite peaceful, but I am now actually in the act, the physical act of exploring these places and looking for any signs of things. Just, you know, it's a bit of fun. We'll see what happens. But there are probably hundreds of these places to explore, not just in the northeast of England, which has an incredibly rich paranormal stroke pagan history. But not just here, but all over the UK for sure, all over the world. But especially in the UK and Ireland, where the traditions of paganism and things like this and the spiritual just have a stronger rooting in Victorian culture, Victorian writing and things like that, which has held strong across the generations. But okay, I'm going to have a little look around and see what might happen. Okay, now I have the EMF meter just propped up here. And yeah, we don't have anything happening just yet, but what I might do is just, I don't know whether I can see that. Yeah, I can see the light. It might be quite interesting just to take my focus off that and just let things record, and if the light comes on, it might come on. But yeah, I'm just looking for any form of involvement at all. However, I think I'm going to have to invest in some better ghost balls, because these don't even flash. I've got them from China. They got sent in from China, and you move them and they don't work. Let me demonstrate it. Which doesn't really hold much hope for ghosts, really, does it? Ah, yeah, that one did. But I don't think it's going to be moved considerably by some black monk of the Priory, really. We'll see. Okay, so this is where things get weird. This is where, yeah, things are going to get really, really weird. So this is where I'm going to do get my ghost box out and start asking questions to a radio, hoping that something is going to respond back to me. So yeah, it gets really kinky weird now. As if talking into a camera isn't bad enough, but people do it. Lots of people do it on YouTube. It's a known technique. So I'm doing it, and I don't feel any shame. Just hope, excitement, and embarrassment. But yeah, let's go. So
FM mode.
So here's my spirit box. I'm gonna change it to AM. Change it up to 4. Now I'm going to ask some questions. Is the Black Monk of Tynemouth Priory here? Could you tell me your name? Could you tell me your name? Is anything here at the Priory any form of spirit? Is anything here that would like to tell me anything? Are there any spirits or ghosts living amongst this priory? Well, can't say I didn't try. And no drugs were taken during that exercise. But yeah, so far there's been nothing at all. Just a tranquil experience, just nothing going on as such. I haven't felt anything, I haven't heard anything, seen anything. It's just peace. You can hear that, I think the ferry's coming in now. But even looking back at I have those spirit balls presented there as well. The EMF meter is there. There's been nothing, not even a touch. Nothing at all. So I'm going to wait for it to get dark, and then I think I'll have another little look around and see what's going on, but we're not in any luck tonight. Nothing at all. Well, nothing, not even a whisper, not even a movement, not even a sign of anything. I guess you can't expect to find things. It's to be expected not to find things. It's vanishingly rare, I would imagine. I'm very skeptical about people who go to these places and, you know, every time they go they've seen multiple things or experiencing multiple things, but hey, it's a little bit of fun. Like I said on my last video, it's a bit of escapism. It's cool to get into these places and just see them in a totally different light, as is the case in dark or dusk, which is always very nice. But yeah, until the next one, I think I'm going to sign off there and go get a cup of tea.